guys, I'm back with another video, and today I really just felt like filming a really spontaneous Q&A. So I put it out on Twitter literally about an hour ago, and I'm just gonna jump straight into it, really. So Sarah Har asked, what are your honest opinions of your sister taking off her hijab? Did she ask you for advice? And what did you tell her? No, she didn't ask me for advice, but obviously we talk about these things in general. Honestly, I don't think it's a big deal. I think people focus on their headscarf way too much and mistake it for hijab as a whole. So, you know, if you want to wear it, you want to wear it. If you don't want to wear it, you don't want to wear it. It doesn't make you any less Muslim, doesn't make you any less modest, I think. So, I also think it's no one's business how a woman chooses to dress. So, okay, another question that you guys have actually been asking a lot is, what the hell happened to your hair? Elephant in the room. I don't know why a lot of you guys are shocked that I've changed my hair colour. I've been doing it for the past 2 years, maybe. Every few months, suddenly I go, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. How the hell did you get blonde in one sitting? Well, the truth is, I was blonde anyway, but my roots were showing, and that's where you could see the roots. So I just went back to my hairdresser and she did my roots for me in one sitting. And with virgin hair, it's really easy to lift the colour. But that's up to your professional hairdresser to assess your condition of hair, your kind of hair, and all that good stuff. Basically, just go to a professional. Sana asked, would you guide Hannah to dress modestly and wear a hijab as she grows up, or would you let it be her own choice? By the way, love you lots. Thanks. Well, Sana, I'm not gonna enforce the idea of wearing a headscarf on Hannah. I am, however, gonna teach her all about modesty and how to respect herself and her body and all that good stuff. Khadija asked, do you feel that people's constant criticism on everything you do somehow pushes you away or affects your iman? Well, Khadija, I would say that it doesn't actually affect my iman. It might look to the outside world that, oh, she's not Muslim enough or she's not whatever, but it doesn't, because I keep that relationship with God and my relationship with my religion very personal in general, to be honest with you, and I like that. If people constantly criticize, all they need to know is it ain't working the way that they want it to work. That's all they need to, that's all they need to, yeah. Oh gosh, guys, I'm so pregnant. M asked, what have been your top 3 pregnancy cravings? Well, M, pretty much everything. No, actually, there is one thing that comes to mind, and that is the Domino's Roma Italian style pizza. I have that at least once a week. And then I've been really loving, not really much else. I've been having phases of stuff, but nothing. I mean, I just want to eat everything right now. Did you ever live with your in-laws, or did you and Sid move out together straight after marriage? Me and Sid moved into a flat, to our first flat together straight after we got married, so the answer to that is no. DK asked, how often does Sid piss you off? Well, DK, every 5 minutes.
Dina?
Yeah?
Dina?
What? Feeling for a snack right now.
Dina! Dina! Dina!
What? What?
Dina!
What?
Dina!
I'm in the toilet!
Dina.
I need to get away from this
Dina.
guy, bro.
Dina! Dina!
Nyla says, are you going to reveal the gender of the baby? Well, Nyla, I don't know. Well, actually, the plan was to do a gender reveal video, but I don't know if I want to anymore. I'm 35 weeks pregnant today, actually, and maybe at around the 37, 38 week mark, I'll do a gender reveal. Oh my God. How did I even get under that?
Oh, there you are, Dina! Dina! Dina!
Gosh, right. Nafisa Farid said, what happened to the pizza? Right, if you guys follow me on Twitter, yesterday I had Domino's, that one I just told you I love, and basically it was a very disheartening moment because I opened my Diet Coke and then I clumsily elbowed it and it spilled all over my pizza, literally covered the whole thing. Basically what I ended up doing is I elevated the pizza box slightly and let the pizza drain, so there was a pool of Coke in the middle, but I ate it. I mean, I didn't eat all of it because some of it was really soggy, but in the end I ate at least half of it, and it just had a slight sweet Diet Coke-y taste to it, which basically it didn't ruin the pizza for me, so I'm all good, happy. I burped, so that's the pizza. How do you wear oversized clothes and look cute in it? What's the secret? Because every time I wear an oversized piece, I feel weird. I actually know that feeling. When I was a lot younger, when I was a teenager and was trying to figure out clothes and body image and all that stuff, actually, I remember feeling like a massive tent if I wore something that was baggy, and always having to wear a really tight top and then like baggy trousers to compensate for the bagginess in one area and not in the other, you know. When I met Sid, I was in that phase where I wore really tight upper body stuff and then looser lower body stuff. I don't know really how you need to transition, but maybe I don't really know how to advise you on that other than what I just said, which is maybe don't wear everything super fitted. Pick one thing that's fitted or fits very well, and then the other thing could be like the oversized look. So I always opt for oversized tops most of the time, and there's many reasons for that. Part of it is because, you know, in general, I don't like to show too much of my body shape. When it comes to oversized tops, it's not just any oversized top as well. Like, for example, this jumper, I really love this kind of shoulder seam where it's, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like that, not like that, because it's just a lot more flattering. So there's some things to look out for that will make oversized clothes fit. Because it can be oversized, but fits well. Do you get me? You gotta think about your own figure as well. Some things will look like they do on certain people and they won't look like that on you. So you have to really know your figure and your body and what works well with it. I really believe in that. How many more children would you like, and how long will you leave the age gaps in between? Right, so I already have Hannah, who is my 2.5-year-old, alhamdulillah, and I am now pregnant with baby number 2. To be honest with you, the plan is not to have any more after this baby, although that was the plan after Hannah and things changed, so I really don't know. But like right now, my headspace is just deal with the 2 that you're about to have, inshallah. Sum your career up into 3 words. Sure thing, will do. I would say my career is... I don't know what... Should I tell you? Should I tell you the 3 words? I don't know. Do you consider wearing jilbab one day? For those of you who don't know what a jilbab is, it's a bit like a abaya, which is, if you don't know what abaya is, it's the traditional kind of long, loose dress that is actually just a cultural piece of clothing, mainly from the Arab world and other places, but they vary obviously with the patterns and the colours and all of that stuff. And I've got loads of galabiyas / jilbabs / abayas because it's part of my culture. I wear them sometimes, you know, if I fancy it. But if you mean it in, as a religious context, like, because some people take it as like it's the only form of modesty and hijab and all that stuff, I don't believe in that. So if you mean it like that, as in will I wear one 24/7, most likely not. It's not practical piece of clothing, to be honest with you, for my lifestyle, or as a mum who's just out and about in general, I think. But I love them, and it's always a part of my culture and my, whatever my culture is, I don't even know. Sometimes they are practical depending on where you're going and what you're doing. So if I feel like wearing one, I wear one. Would you consider putting more motherhood related content on your channel? Yes, I would love to do more motherhood related content. The only thing with that is sometimes it's hard to kind of separate motherhood topics into like single kind of topics and do a whole video on it. So I always end up just doing vlogs that are like motherhood related. But if you guys have specific videos you want me to cover in terms of motherhood, and there's enough people who want to see that, then I will make that video. I love doing motherhood stuff, I love it. Here's a motherhood related question. Karima Talib asked, have you ever had to deal with Hannah cursing? And if so, how did you go about it? My niece's other aunties are teaching her insane curse words, and now that she goes to nursery, she's 2, I'm scared she will curse at other kids. Well, can you tell can you tell the other aunties to stop teaching. I don't know, are you talking about your own child or your niece? If it's your own child and someone's literally sitting there teaching your child, family or not, honey, teaching your child how to swear, then you need to put your foot down. Say, what are you doing, love? So we sometimes slip up. Sometimes, I say sometimes, I mean all the time. Slip up in front of Hannah and swear by accident because we're so used to it. Me and Sid, it's so bad. But alhamdulillah, she hasn't picked it up where it's a problem. She has said shit straight after I've said it while I've been engrossed in a conversation with my mum. And then I was like, oh my God, we don't say that. Did you mean silly? Or did you mean, and then like just say another word completely? Did you mean that? Is that what you meant? And then normally the kids will go, yeah, that's what I meant. And then just forget about it. Basically, don't talk about it too much afterwards. And then normally they'll just forget about it and then try not to swear again in front of them, I suppose. The Sheikh Queen asked, have you ever considered to take off your hijab and your faith generally? Take off my faith. Well, okay, so I touched on this a little bit earlier on. So if you mean my headscarf, taking off my headscarf, I have considered taking off my headscarf plenty of times, trust me. Coming up to about 20 years of me wearing this every day. So 100% have considered it and still am considering it. It's like it's a daily thing for me because as I get older and things like that, my views on things change. I do my own research on things and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, if you've been wearing it for the most part of your life, 20 years, you are going to consider that. Loads of people get confused with hijab and a headscarf. And I think once you've kind of looked into that yourself and really understood, it's a whole other video topic really, to be honest with you. But the answer is yes, I have considered it 100% and I do consider it now. Still on the topic, how has your twin sister's decision to take off her headscarf impacted you? Do you feel that connection between the two of you is now gone? No. Wow, really? If your sister is going to take off a headscarf and then you lose a connection with her, you've really got to ask yourself what your priorities are. If anything, I think it's made us more connected and more close, and we have really interesting conversations about things. And no, not at all, thankfully anyway. As a married couple, how do you manage finances and how do you guys share the responsibility of maintaining a home, as this is something me and my husband are trying to figure out? Okay, so I mean, this is up to every couple, I think, but traditionally a lot of Muslims and a lot of couples actually in general, the husband will provide and go and pay for absolutely everything, and the woman won't work and she'll just be at home either taking care of the kids or just be a housewife. But realistically, guys, in this day and age, most couples split the responsibility, and responsibility in terms of finances and parenting as well. Like all the traditional roles that you think about, basically bring them all together, mash them all up, split them in half and pass them on to both, pretty much. There's obviously like natural things that will happen that you can't really control as much as you like, but in general, that's how me and Sid work. We both work, we both pay for things, we both parent, we both do everything. I often hear YouTubers say that YouTubing isn't a 9 to 5, it's a 24/7 really. Do you agree, and do the pros outweigh the cons? I would have to agree with that. YouTubing is pretty much 24/7 because even if you're not filming 24/7, you're either editing or you're thinking about what to film or you're planning a video. There's so much work that goes into it, especially think about basically having a job where you constantly also have to, it's like a business, you have to try and stay relevant as well. Like you have to keep up with the times, otherwise because let's face it, on YouTube, to be honest with you, subscribers look good, but what you need is the views. If you have the views, that's what gets you the money that you need to continue making videos. Loads of people think YouTubers are loaded, and some of them are loaded, but they're the ones with like, I'm talking millions of subscribers, but also millions of views and really good consistent views per video. Like you have to, like you can go on some really old school YouTubers now and they've got like, I don't know, 3 million, 2 million subscribers but one video view is on like 10k. I've literally seen that. 10k views in a week. So the income for that person is not going to be the same as when they started and they were on, let's say, 700,000 to 1 million views per video. Do you get me? So it's very difficult to keep a consistent income from YouTube, and that's why loads of YouTubers work with brands to collaborate with them, because like realistically, if you're going to make a living out of it, you have to work your butt off, trust me. And the living out of it as well is not like, oh, you're just rolling in money. By the way, loads of people think me and Sid are loaded. We're not loaded. Alhamdulillah, we're just at a good kind of stage. But remember, we don't own this house that we live in. We get a lot of compliments for this house. We don't own this house, we're just renting it. And loads of people want a house tour. And I really want to give you guys a house tour because, you know, it's our furniture in here and we've kind of chosen how to do the rooms and where to lay things out. But I also feel really awkward about doing a house tour when I don't own the house. And that's why I don't think I've ever actually done a proper house tour, because I've never owned a house. I just rent. So, like, alhamdulillah, we're happy, but we're not what people think. And it's because people have this idea that YouTubers are just loaded from getting views and this stuff. It doesn't work like that, trust me. And if you ever start YouTube, you'll know. And what you have to remember as well, guys, is I've been blogging and filming YouTube videos. I think it's coming up close, like the whole internet career thing in general is coming up to like 10 years. So you have to remember, it's not like an overnight thing. The last 10 years of my life has been this, and grinding and working towards things, and still now working towards things, and still now having goals, and you know what I mean? So it's not overnight success. For some people it is, fine, but most of the time there's no, what's the future for those people if it's overnight success and it was like from one viral video and they were just goofing around in it, you know what I mean? Like, what's the future? You guys really came through with some good questions today. Last question, let's see. Hi Dina, hope you're well. Do you like wearing Asian outfits? How about doing an Asian style lookbook for Eid this year? Well, as a matter of fact, I do like wearing Asian outfits. I find some of them to be stunning and very comfortable, and also very practical in terms of I'm always looking for like sleeves up to the elbow. I'm always looking for a bit of length. So they're lovely. And I do love wearing them, but I don't have a lot of places to go. I don't own a lot as well. In fact, I think I only own like maybe 2 or 3. Basically, if I'm gonna do this Eid lookbook, it's gonna be next week at some point. If I don't get to do it next week, it's not happening, guys, and I'm sorry. I can only try, honestly. But there's so much planning that is gonna go into it if I'm gonna do it, that otherwise to me it's not worth it. Anyway, I think basically we'll end it here because I've been rambling on way too much, although the questions are epic. Thanks for watching, guys.